Over the years, I've amassed quite a collection of Star Trek DVDs, from the original series to Deep Space Nine. In this video, I'll be going through them all, looking at the packaging, and picking out my favourite episodes from each season. Starting with one of the first series I ever collected on DVD, Star Trek The Next Generation. Okay, so this is Season 1 of Star Trek The Next Generation. They all came in these massive boxes. Inside, we have a booklet with a guide to all the characters. And a list of all the episodes. And this is the actual discs. Very nice packaging. The first season wasn't the best. They were really still finding their feet. There was only a few standout episodes, like The Big Goodbye, which was the first real holodeck episode, and Conspiracy, where they go back to Earth and find a conspiracy at the height of Starfleet Command. Right, on to Season 2. Again, very similar packaging. And another booklet. With some backgrounds on the Romulans. Yeah, Season 2 still had a lot of episodes that were pretty poor, but they did have some standouts, such as The Measure of a Man, where Data went on trial to see if he was a machine or a human, and Q-Who, which introduces the Borg. Season 3 now. Again, the booklet. Gives you background on the Borg. And a big Borg cube on the packaging. Yeah, this is when the show started to get really good. The production values all went up a notch. And there was a ton of standout episodes, such as Yesterday's Enterprise, set in a parallel universe. Sins of the Father, which was the first big Klingon episode. And of course, Best of Both Worlds, the epic cliffhanger where Picard was taken over by the Borg. Season 4 now. And in the booklet we have background on the Klingons. And that's the packaging. Yeah, Season 4 maybe not quite as memorable as Season 3. But there was some good episodes, like First Contact and The Drumhead. So it's all ticking along nicely. Season 5. Not many surprises in this. And the booklet spotlights the Ferengi for some reason. And a great big Borg sphere on the packaging. Another really strong season overall. Lots of memorable episodes, such as Darmok, Unification, the two-parter where they brought back Spock, and of course The Inner Light. Season 6. Definitely kept the same packaging right to the end. And the booklet spotlights Beta Zeds. More beautiful artwork there. Another really strong season with the Chain of Command two-parter, where Picard is captured and tortured. There's Relics, when they bring back Scotty. And The Chase, which sets up the latest season of Star Trek Discovery. Finally, we have Season 7. With the spotlight on Q. And more very similar packaging. Yeah, it's probably the season I've seen the least of. Not too many standout episodes. There's Lower Decks, which inspired the animated series Lower Decks. And of course the finale, All Good Things. But yeah, most of them I've only seen once or twice. Obviously I didn't make it this far in my last rewatch. So yeah, the DVDs all have very nice packaging, but there's not too many extras. Just a few behind the scenes documentaries. There's no commentaries or deleted scenes. And they're not remastered, as the later versions would be. And plus they cost about £70 or £80 per season. But at the time I thought they were good value. Right, now we come to Star Trek Deep Space Nine. These boxes are much chunkier, but they do have the numbers on, so it's a little easier to tell which season you're watching. And inside, we have another booklet, which folds out to show you the episode list. And a list of special features, which are mainly short featurettes. And on the back shows you all the characters. But the discs are just in this very basic packaging. So yeah, the first season was very much setting things up. The best episodes were probably the ones dealing with the Bajorans and Cardassians, such as Past Prologue and Duet, but a lot of them were distinctly average. Season 2, which you can tell by the number on the cover. Another fold-out booklet with a similar list of special features. And it tells you what happens in Next Generation Season 7, which is set at the same time. And there's a spotlight on some of the guest characters, which is interesting. Yeah, Season 2 was definitely a step up. The quality was definitely a lot higher. There was episodes like Whispers, which was a showcase for Chief O'Brien, played by Colin Meaney. The Marquee, the two-parter that set up Voyager. And Crossover, the first of the Mirror Universe episodes, which they would do throughout their run. But they got a bit silly towards the end. Season 3 now. Again, a very similar booklet. Tell you what's going on in the rest of the Star Trek universe, which is the first season of Voyager and the Star Trek Generations movie. Special features, just another few documentaries. And more guest stars highlighted on the back. Yeah, this is another big step forward. The opening two-part of The Search introduces the Dominion, who would be the big enemy for the rest of the series. And there's other big stories such as Past Tense, where they travel back to 21st century Earth. And it's an absolute tip, so they got that right. And Improbable Cause, The Die Is Cast, which is another big Cardassian two-parter. Season 4. There's the booklet telling you what happens in Voyager Season 2. And more guest stars in the back. Yeah, this season introduced Worf from Next Generation as a regular character in the opening two-part of The Way of the Warrior. And there's other standout episodes like The Visitor, which is another time travel one, and For the Cause to the Death, which is another big two-parter. Season 5. These are all basically the same thing, aren't they? Yep. The booklet tells you what happens in Voyager Season 3, as the movie First Contact. And those are the guest stars, including triples. Yeah, this season has the Trials and Tribulations episode that crossed over with the original series, which was an incredible achievement at the time. There's also Children of Time, another excellent time travel episode. And the finale, Call to Arms, where the Dominion War finally starts. And next we have Season 6. Where the booklet tells you about Voyager Season 4. And again, more guest stars. Yeah, so this one kicks off with a big six-parter, where Starfleet have abandoned Deep Space Nine, and they spend all the time trying to get it back, which is very much the first story arc in the Star Trek universe. There's also some really good individual episodes, like Far Beyond the Stars, and In the Pale Moonlight, which is one of the darkest Star Trek episodes ever. And finally, we have Season 7. Oh, lids come off. The booklet tells you what happens in Star Trek Insurrection, which is probably more entertaining than watching it, and also Voyager Season 5. Again, not too many extras, so they basically end the series as they started. I'm sure later releases had a lot more commentaries and deleted scenes and things like that. But back in the day, we got a few crew profiles, and we thought we were lucky. That's Ezri Dax there, who joins the show this season. And all the other guest stars as well. So yeah, looking back, there's not too many memorable episodes. It's really all about the big 9-part season finale, which kind of paved the way for the more recent Star Trek seasons, where it's just one story from beginning to end. But yeah, the show definitely goes out on a high. After that, I never bought Voyager or Enterprise on DVD, but I did buy the original series when it came out in a remastered version. Star Trek like you've never seen it before, and it compares the original with the remastered version. Special features include, just a few featurettes, as before. Inside, nothing special really. Not even a booklet. But it does contain all the classic episodes, such as Space Seed, This Side of Paradise, City on the Edge of Forever. Lots of great stuff. Can't really go wrong with that. And Season 2. Again, remastered. And this one includes episodes of the animated series and Deep Space Nine, which also include Tribbles. Again, just the discs. Yeah, so this has all the classic Star Trek episodes that weren't in the first season, such as Amok Time, Mirror Mirror, and of course The Trouble with Tribbles. So it's definitely worth it. Finally, we have Season 3. Again, remastered. And again, including a bunch of special features. Including the original pilot episode, which really should have got on Season 1. Yeah, it's probably the weakest season of the three. Not too many standout episodes. And I guess there's the Tholian Web and All Our Yesterdays. But overall, it's not that great. So that's it for my Star Trek collection. Next time, I'll be going through my collection of Stargate SG-1 and Stargate Atlantis. So subscribe if you like the sound of that, and I'll see you next time.